So welcome to the presentation. I will be talking about Polkadot. What is Polkadot? How did we get there that something like this exists, and how you can be part of this. So as an ambassador in the Polkadot ecosystem, we are responsible for the communication and connections to everyone who is participating and also everyone who is outside and wants to join the ecosystem, maybe with some contribution, maybe you have a project idea you want to get done or implement. And we have a lot of questions about this. And we felt that we need a presentation on this and people need to get some guidance. So what is this and why should you care about Polkadot or Substrate is if you heard about, you probably did, about blockchain and cryptocurrencies, Polkadot I think is the most advanced version we have so far and the most capable one. So you might heard that there are a lot of problems with transactions being slow, not going through, failing and so on. And this is something Polkadot solves. So Polkadot has a real-life use case. There is a fixed 6-second time in the transaction. So when you send DOT to someone, which is basically a utility type of money, so Polkadot is a payment system, or it has a payment system as well, and many other features. But you can send DOT in 6 seconds, which is really impressive because MasterCard and Wise is really proud of their system, which can handle, they claim they handle 40,000 transactions per second. But in reality, when you are paying in the shops, you often have problems. And if you compare it to Polkadot, technically and in practice, Polkadot could be faster because you just show the QR code, you use your wallet on your phone, and in 6 seconds it's there, and you can go and finish the shopping. I already saw some implementation on this, so it's really cool because in Polkadot and in Web3, the wallet is in your hands. So you own your own cryptocurrency, your own money, and also voting power, because if you own DOT, you also have voting power in the Polkadot governance, and you can, as Victor said in the news, you can vote up proposals or vote down proposals, in short. And there are many questions around this. It's not part of the presentation, but if you come to me after the meetup or any of the ambassadors, feel free to ask about governance. So basically, Polkadot and the ecosystem is governed through its on-chain system, which is probably the most decentralized one. I think it's far from actually being decentralized, but that's the best we have in crypto space so far. And everything is built on top of Substrate. So Substrate is the technology itself. So if you want to create a new blockchain, if you want to connect your blockchain to Polkadot and do cross-chain transactions, then you should be building on Substrate. What is interesting in this is that it's faster to start your own project because of that. We are speaking about layer 0 projects, just to be clear. So if you have an NFT project, don't start a blockchain for that. But if you really need a blockchain, then Substrate is probably the best start. And it's written in Rust. We really like Rust. It's a really good programming language. So we are very happy about that. And it allows you to transfer assets between blockchains. If you think about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other chains, you cannot transfer without a bridge. And bridges are centralized and most of the time get hacked and have many issues. If you are interested in that, I have a presentation on how to hack bridges. It's a lot of fun, but the thing is that you shouldn't be relying on those technologies when we have Substrate and Polkadot solving this cross-chain communication, or sometimes we call it interoperability as the buzzword. So we are here to help the ambassadors. That's why the Polkadot ambassador system exists, and that's why in the CCTF community we put together our team. So if someone needs help then we come, we give you consultation, we tell you how to get through the first steps. We also help you to figure out if your idea makes sense, because there are many ideas that either make no sense or need to be fine-tuned. So we saw many cool ideas that had to be a little bit tuned. And then there are options for grants, or you can even send a proposal to Polkadot and get voted in the governance system. Grants are based on the Web3 Foundation grant program. So if you have a good project that is based on a substrate, we can help you to create the document, propose it to Web3 Foundation, and from a couple of thousands, it can go up to like hundreds of Ks, depends on what you want to build. And if the community sees this is a good idea, then you can get not just funds for your project, but also help, because we have substrate builders program where you can kind of lease some developer time from Parity and some resources. So there is a lot of incentive here, I think, which helps people to build. And of course, the best version when you don't need any of the grants, or you don't need any of this because you already have a team of professional Rust and Substrate developers. And I will be speaking about Mosaic chain because they have this, and I think it's really cool. They don't rely on this. Of course, we might consider some grants in the future, but right now everything has its own system, and it's basically ready to be developed, and it's under development. So we help with meetups, workshops, like meetup like this one, and you can come and ask questions. We are here to help you. You can ask anything blockchain, Web3, Polkadot related, and we are here to help you. And of course, talk with everyone and do networking. We also plan some workshop sessions. It's more technical things. So if you are a developer, or if you are interested in the tech of Polkadot and Substrate, we will have next month something in the BMA University, but this is to be announced. And we often have hackathons, which are normally hackathons are small events, but nowadays hackathons became like a huge thing. So we have a big hackathon plan for December as well, and you can apply and join the hackathon if you have skills and win some big prizes. And yeah, that's what we do. You can approach us through the ambassador program or through CCTF if you have something bigger. So how to participate in the ecosystem? There are many ways, of course, and there is no clear definition on what an ecosystem team is. So it's like being part of a community. Most of the time there is no list that, okay, you need to do this and this and this, except if you are some very strict religional group. But normally in the systems that exist, there is no clear definition, because you can do many things in the ecosystem. You can create content, you can participate just by attending meetups, do some networking, you can create online content, you can organize events, so many things. But the idea is that you should be present and you should show your dedication to the ecosystem. And this is what I find really cool about Web3 and crypto, is if you are here and you are not here just for the 5 and 10x's, but you are honestly here and you are dedicated to do something good, then it will say thank you in very interesting ways to you, and it will get back to you in the future. Sometimes in very unexpected ways, and I mean it in a very positive way. And here we go. I think this is how Mosaic chain started to become, and I want to introduce the project a little bit and why we chose Mosaic chain as the case study of this series, because this is a series of presentations in the next 6 months, so we will end in December. This is the first one where we give you the basic ideas on how to get started and what you can do with Polkadot and the ecosystem. And of course, there are some things that a good Web3 project needs to have. And And this is my view from what I have seen in the last couple of years, and especially from head ambassador perspective, seeing the ecosystem. So if you want to build a Web3 project, then you need, first of all, some people who are really good visionaries, who figure out what the project is about, and also this idea should be realistic, not just from technological point of view. There are hell a lot of good tech ideas that just die right after being developed. So it needs to be standing on the business side as well. So you need a good vision and people who put this together, create a good plan and a clear plan that gets executed. And in our case, this is Vidyati and Peti. So Peti is also here in the Meetup. They are the founders, and we work together for, I don't know, for a long time, let's say. And I'm really happy because I was there at the beginning when it was not Mosaic chain, it was just a solidity-based idea to create something innovative. And I put this picture on the slide because the first version of the platform is already live. It's called Mosaic Alpha, and it already won some international awards in being a gap-filling and innovative project. Why? Because it's simple and usable for the average user. That's a very big problem in Web3 and cryptocurrencies, that it's cool thing, I want to participate, but then you see the wallet and what is this? Or you can look at also at some of the Polkadot banners which we have in the Meetup. Meet the largest multi-chain ecosystem in Web3. Tell this to someone who never heard about Web3 and they were like, what are you speaking about? Are you some alien kind of thing from space or what? So it's not working. So why Mosaic is innovative? Because it simplifies the Web3 ecosystem for the users, and that's why they won the award. So I think they have a clear goal, which is a must, and also a plan on how to execute it. And they have a top-notch developer team led by Vigi. He is also an OG member of the ecosystem. He worked with Parity in the past in the core substrate developer team, and we have some other very, very good talents in the team. So that's also, of course, a requirement. Otherwise, nobody will develop your project, and you need to have someone, that's my opinion, what I see, you need to have someone in-house. You can't really outsource a good project, especially not at the beginning. So when you develop something good, that is aiming to be like big and good, then you need to have the developers closely working with you, with the visionaries, with the developers, with the business developers, and it needs to be like a small team, but a very good team. And of course, which I mentioned before, you need presence and you need to organize the community around this and the people, because it's nice if you have a technically good system and some good business plans, but if nobody is using it, if you don't have the community, then what are you building for? So you need the community, and that's what we are helping in the Mosaic chain with our team. Also Viktor and Gabo, they are Hungarian Polkadot ambassadors. So we are working close to help Mosaic to be integrated in the Polkadot ecosystem. And of course, we recommend the ambassador program. So what can be even more beneficial for your Web3 project? Most of the ecosystem teams in Polkadot have their own ambassador program. So we think this is also something you really need, because ambassadors can give a big push and they are often very enthusiastic. It helps the project to be persistent even if there is bear market. We are now building in the bear market. That's the best time to build. So I think the timing is really, really good here. And the plan is being executed, going really well. And of course, even more important, which all the projects are based on, be it Web3 or whatever you do in life, it's belief, because you need to believe you are doing something good and something that makes sense. Otherwise, it won't feel that way. And if it's not feeling right, then it won't happen. So, what are the steps for the Mosaic for the next 6 months? We are planning. This is a very short version of this, let's say. But generally, what I have seen from new ecosystems and new projects, basically this is the list that all of them did for becoming part of the eco. So Meetup series, I think, are really good to give a general understanding to people what the project is about, how does it work, and start to have some presence, start to have some content which you can base your community on. Of course, attending conferences, workshops, and hackathons also help a lot. They have different aspects why they are good, and of course, the workshops needs to be something where you already have something that is working. Hackathons are more like you might have something that already works, or you have a good idea, you have the plans, but you need more people who help you to get done your plan. So there are really good ways, I think, that help creating the presence and also pushing the development with new ideas, with some fresh ideas. And of course, networking, you should be present at the events, not just the huge event, but also in some private groups and in some chats that are not open for everyone. There are always some of those. You need to find them, you need to participate, because there are many discussions. Even if it's a transparent and decentralized world, there are always some groups that are not that open, and interesting discussions and important discussions are happening there. So going to these events is, of course, it's not enough. You need to build trust and you need to start growing your community. The general idea here is to build up our Discord server, create a good Telegram communication channel, because it's crypto, it's Web3, so who doesn't have Telegram? I think everyone has it, because this became the main source for chat and more like chit chat, but it's still a very important platform. And Twitter, we can't really avoid that in crypto, and of course a website, pretty straightforward. And as I mentioned, the ambassador program is also very beneficial. So these are the steps we are working on right now. So you will see Mosaic at, for example, Sub-Zero. You will see Mosaic workshops. You will see the Mosaic members at networking events, smaller and bigger ones, at the hackathon at the end of the year. And you will also see the community starting to grow, being released with the Discord channel and also on Telegram and so on. So participating in the ecosystem is not just about what we do with the project we want to integrate, but also what we do with others. So Polkadot is very, very collaborative. It means that parachains or members, blockchains of the ecosystem work together. So it's not enough that you just build your own project and you just start it. You need to collaborate with other chains, so your cross-chain communications gets implemented. For example, in case of Mosaic, which is a decentralized exchange system, simplifying DEX systems, it can communicate with other chains, with Akala or Fala or whichever chain will be decided. So you can transfer assets between those chains and make some trades, make some exchanges. So it's very important that especially if you are new, you get in touch with the ecosystems and talk with them and see what they are up to, and they are always open to help you. So they will give you some feedback on your project. They will also help you to get some new ideas, some fresh ideas. So this is what is going on, what is being planned. You will see all this on the meetup.com as well, or most of it. And of course, don't forget about the offline presence, because it's very important to be online, but offline presence, like this meetup, it also gives a big push and it makes the community stronger. That's why we started a Polkadot Hub project as well, which I think this location, DLOps, is pretty good candidate. If you look around, I think it looks really good and very Web3 and crypto-like. So Polkadot Hubs is an idea to bring people together in physical spaces, so you are not just always sitting behind your laptop from home and working from there, but you come together and work on the project and have some good time, get some food and drinks and whatever, a shisha, which I really like, so it depends what you want. So it's pretty flexible. The idea is that we work together and it's cool and people enjoy it. So good vibes are key here, like for everything. So normally we have some Polkadot onboarding workshops. It's a little bit similar to this one, but now this is in a series of six presentations, but we can also do Polkadot onboarding workshops. We did this with Mosaic when we started. So we introduced Polkadot and Substrate to Oti and Patty, so they understood what this is, if it's something that they want to develop on, and then we told them how a Polkadot project could be managed. We thought about grants and partnership possibilities, which there are many in the ecosystem. And of course, you should start some matchmaking. It's also ongoing for Mosaic to figure out which are the chains that make sense to collaborate with. For example, if you think about DEX, it could be like Hydra or Akala or maybe some other chains who are implementing DEX features. So we will see how this unfolds. And connect with the head ambassador and decision makers, because it's not enough just to talk to some random people, but there are many highlighted people in the ecosystem who can get you connected faster and for free, like head ambassador and being ambassador in the Polkadot system. It's not a paid job, it's a volunteer job, so we are not getting paid for doing this. So it's voluntary, but the network and the highlights we get for this, it really worth it. So thank you very much. If you want to reach out to me, then this is my website and you can use the QR code and we are here. So don't reach out just to me, but reach out to everyone. Thank you very much. And if you have questions, then feel free to ask after the presentation.